In the stillness of early morning, the gentle murmur of a flowing stream and the rhythmic lapping of water against smooth stones draw us into a scene of natural serenity. We witness a shimmering reflection of the sky, and for a fleeting moment, there is a sense of purity and balance. Yet as the light shifts and the camera pans slowly, this tranquil picture gives way to a new vision, one of towering industrial edifices where cooling towers of vast data centers stretch into the horizon. This striking contrast sets forth the central question of our journey. What is the true cost of the cloud? We begin by exploring that paradox, the promise of green technology, the allure of cloud computing, and the hidden toll taken by our digital conveniences. Our digital age, powered by unyielding data centers, offers us endless streams of information, seamless connections, and groundbreaking innovations. However, hidden behind these marvels is a paradox that many rarely consider: the insatiable thirst for water that sustains these technological giants. Every bit we stream, every email we send, and every search we conduct silently consumes water that is fast becoming scarce in many parts of the world. In this opening act, we step into two distinct worlds. The first world is nature in its most elemental beauty, where water nourishes life and landscapes. The second is a realm of man-made marvels, imposing, energy-intensive, and surprisingly voracious in its use of water. This cinematic journey takes us from the quiet, reflective beauty of nature to the relentless mechanical pulse of data centers whose evaporative cooling systems demand millions of liters of water daily. Through captivating visuals and evocative narratives, we invite you to question how a system designed to be sustainable can simultaneously lead to environmental strain in water-stressed communities. The backdrop of our narrative is drawn sharply against the low hum of industrial activity. We see pristine rivers and lakes, symbols of natural resilience and life. Slowly, the scene transitions to rows upon rows of data center cooling towers that dominate local landscapes with their stark utilitarian design. Here, technology's hidden water footprint reveals itself. For instance, consider that a single 100-megawatt data center may operate by consuming up to 2 million liters of water each day, a volume comparable to the daily water usage of approximately 6,500 households. This astonishing figure forms the foundation of our inquiry. Behind every convenience, behind every digital promise, lies the question of sustainability and stewardship. As the camera shifts from nature's embrace to the industrial press of data centers, we begin to peel back layers of complexity. The serene water, once a symbol of life and beauty, now transforms into a resource in high demand, battling against the pressures of climate change and overuse. In a series of carefully selected shots, we draw your attention to communities where water scarcity is not an abstract statistic, but a harsh reality. Here, everyday conversations revolve around the increasing difficulty of accessing clean water. Interviews with local residents reveal a blend of resilience, hope, and frustration as they grapple with the challenges brought on by nearby industrial water consumption. It is in these communities that the true cost of our digital age is laid bare. A single glance at a quiet village or a bustling rural town, struggling beneath the weight of limited water resources, tells a story of environmental injustice and urgent necessity. We see farmers coaxing life from cracked earth, families gathering in dwindling water supplies, and local leaders voicing their concerns about a future where technology's thirst might leave communities parched. This first act invites us to hold these opposing images, the calm of nature and the mechanical stream of technology, in our mind's eye. It asks us to consider if our digital comforts carry an environmental cost too grave to ignore. As serene water reflects a promise of renewal and balance, it also becomes a silent witness to a looming crisis. And so, with our senses awakened and our minds stirred, we prepare to delve deeper into the inner workings of data centers, to understand analyze, and provoke thought on how technology's very engine carries with it a hidden, watery burden. As the narrative unfolds, we stand at the crossroads of progress and preservation. The serene beginnings of our journey now serve as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between nature and technology, a balance that hangs in the balance today. What happens next, and how can we bridge the gap between innovation and sustainability? The story continues in a landscape where every drop of water has a story of impact, tension, and potential redemption. Moving into the heart of our documentary, we now explore the intricate machinery behind modern computing infrastructure. Data centers, the nerve centers of our digital lives, operate with an intensity that belies their slim, efficient facade. At their core, these facilities rely on evaporative cooling methods to manage the immense heat generated by vast arrays of servers humming day and night. Traditionally, this cooling process is water-intensive, a necessity driven by the basic physics of heat exchange. The process of evaporative cooling, where water absorbs heat and changes state from liquid to vapor, is not just a mere byproduct of operation, it is the lifeblood of these technological fortresses. In clear, straightforward terms, think of a vast industrial engine where water is both the coolant and the sacrifice. For example, emerging research indicates that traditional cooling methods demand vast volumes of water, with gargantuan data centers sometimes consuming daily amounts that rival the water needs of entire towns. Yet, even in this landscape of overwhelming consumption, a counter-narrative is trying to emerge. New technologies, such as liquid immersion cooling and direct-to-chip cooling, show significant promise. These innovations aim not only to reduce water consumption, but also to reclaim lost heat energy in ways that could eventually lead to more sustainable data center operations. Each technological shift is like a small revolution, hinting that sustainability and digital progress need not be mutually exclusive. At this point, you might wonder, how did we arrive here, where innovation collides with environmental reality? The answer lies in both our relentless digital progress and an industrial shift that has, until now, barely scratched the surface of sustainable practices. The evolution of data centers is a story of increasing capacity, intertwining the rapid expansion of artificial intelligence, cloud services, and digital connectivity. But as these marvels of modern engineering scale new heights, so too does their thirst for precious water. More than ever, we are at a juncture where digital ambition and nature's finite resources meet in a fraught dance, each step raising complex questions around the legacy of our technological promises. Within this act, our narrative begins to pivot towards a human element, the impact on communities often overlooked in the grand calculus of progress. One such community is found in the Dalles, Oregon, a place where a nearby Google data center is reported to have consumed a staggering 29% of the town's total water supply in 2022. Here, the balance of nature and technology turns into a visceral reality. Local voices resonate with urgency as residents remark on the thinning reservoirs, the droughts that have become more common, and the growing concerns over future water availability. Their lived experiences form a poignant counterpoint to the polished images of data centers seen from afar. These testimonials are not just accounts of hardship, they weave an intricate tapestry of community, resilience, and ultimately, hope. Interviews with local farmers and small business owners reveal a collective struggle that is deeply personal, a struggle that embodies the tension between necessity and survival. The slow trickle of water in a dry reservoir echoes the slow realization of a community aware of the cost of modern conveniences. It is a reality that forces us to ask, when data centers siphon water from our natural resources, who truly pays the price? This brings us to a broader perspective, one that ties individual stories to global statistics. In 2023, it was reported that Google's data centers consumed over 6 billion gallons of water for cooling purposes. To put this in perspective, As we stream, click, and connect, every digital action contributes to a real, tangible water footprint. Imagine the collective impact of countless small actions building up to a water consumption pattern that rivals the needs of entire communities. The analogy is straightforward. Our digital lives, seemingly weightless in their reliance on a few clicks, are underpinned by a mechanism that draws deeply from nature's reservoirs. Between the streams of binary code and tangible water bodies, a hidden truth emerges. A truth that challenges the widely accepted narrative of technology as an unalloyed force for good. At every turn, we uncover layers of complexity that interlace the promise of progress with the weight of environmental cost. These revelations are not just about statistics or figures. They are about lives, ecosystems, and the future of a planet under pressure. As we witness the inner workings of data centers and the struggles of water-stressed communities, the need for transparency and genuine sustainability becomes undeniable. Now, as we transition toward the resolution of our narrative, a glimmer of hope begins to appear amidst these pervasive challenges. Attention is increasingly shifting to innovative cooling technologies that aim to reduce water use significantly. State-of-the-art approaches, such as using liquid immersion cooling and direct-to-chip technologies, are proving that efficiency and sustainability can coexist with the demands of modern data processing. These emerging solutions capture our imagination because they represent more than a technical fix. They embody a shift in corporate responsibility and environmental stewardship. The narrative of our journey now enters a hopeful third act. We see scientists, engineers, and community advocates coming together to experiment with sustainable cooling methods. Warm conversations in boardrooms, innovative research labs buzzing with potential, and the earnest determination of individuals fighting for their communities all signal that change, though slow and challenging, is not beyond our grasp. With each new technological advancement, the promise of a digital future that is both powerful and ecologically sound moves closer to reality. Our narrative, having journeyed through stark contrasts, now coalesces into a powerful message of possibility. The hidden water costs of our digital lives, once shrouded in silence, are now laid bare. But alongside the stark statistics and the harsh voices of those impacted, there emerges a robust dialogue about responsibility, innovation, and hope. In this conclusive chapter, we are invited to reconsider the essence of our digital pursuits. The cloud, once seen as an ethereal, almost magical realm of endless possibilities, now reveals itself as an intricate ecosystem with very real demands on our environment. Yet, it also offers us a mirror reflecting our capacity for change. By advocating for corporate transparency and embracing new technologies that bridge the gap between efficiency and conservation, we have the potential to transform how data centers operate and, in turn, how we engage with the world. Let us remember that each data request and every digital transaction has its cost, a cost measured not just in energy, but in water, a sacred resource on which life depends. As you marvel at the seamless flow of digital content, hold in mind the profound interplay between technological advancement and the natural world that nurtures us. In the end, our journey through the paradox of technology's green image versus its hidden water footprint is not a call for despair, but a call for awareness and action. It is a reminder that true progress requires not only acceptance of innovation, but also a deep commitment to the sustainable stewardship of our natural resources. We have seen the stark realities and the profound challenges that lie at the intersection of digital aspiration and environmental responsibility. And we have witnessed hope, a hope paved with technological ingenuity, enlightened corporate practices, and the resilience of communities striving for a better balance. As we conclude our exploration, let this narrative serve as both a caution and a beacon of hope. The digital realm is as much a part of the natural world as the streams and lakes that have sustained life for millennia. Our collective choices, from supporting sustainable innovations to demanding corporate transparency, have the power to reshape the future of data centers and ultimately our relationship with the environment. The cloud's thirst is not an inevitability, but a challenge calling us to reimagine how technology can harmonize with nature, ensuring a legacy of sustainability for future generations. What if every digital action we take could contribute to a more sustainable world? As we sign off from this investigative journey, the message is both clear and urgent. It is time to question the sustainability of our digital habits and advocate for technologies that quench our thirst for data without draining our planet's resources.